Hey, so you can already tell by the title of this video that it's a little different. I am not on the back of a horse, which is definitely my favorite place in the world to be. That is because I am like 10 days out from back surgery. So I had an L5-S1 discectomy about 10 days ago, and I wanted to come on here and share a little bit about my experience, about my journey, about what I've been through, what I've learned. And one of my main missions with this channel is to help you along in your riding journey with your horse. And one thing that we all know is that there's really good times and then there's really, really hard times and really bad times. And as much as I want to share with you all the good and the positive, and I think it's so important to always be a positive person and to focus on the positive, sometimes it's also important to acknowledge that things are hard and we all go through hard times and we struggle with things, whether it's physical or emotional or a combination of the two, or something that you've struggled with your horse. So I want to encourage you to comment below this video and share something that you've overcome and a lesson, something positive or something that you've learned that has come out of that journey. And hopefully I can share some takeaways from what I've learned. So rewind, I posted another video, like I was looking back, it was about 2 years ago, where I was really struggling with my back. I'd first been diagnosed with that disc herniation. And first of all, I just want to say thank you, because that video has over 1,500 comments on it. And it was a really hard time for me. I was really struggling, and I read through all those comments and they were all different, right? Everyone had a different opinion of do this or try that or, you know, whatever. But it was so helpful. And the community that we have here is just amazing. And I think that it's really important that we encourage each other, that we offer advice. So what I got out of all those different comments was definitely everyone is different. There was someone that recommended to read a book called Healing Back Pain, which was a really interesting book. And basically the premise of the book is that a lot of your back pain is caused by your emotions, specifically repressed rage. And that definitely made me think. It made me think about, you know, like my emotions and how sometimes I repress those emotions. It made me think about the amount of stress that I put myself under, you know, both physically and emotionally or mentally all the time to accomplish everything that I do accomplish. There were also lots of different advice like have surgery, don't have surgery, do this, do that. But what was just wonderful was how willing you all were to help me. And so I hope that with this video, I can help you a little bit along in your riding journey. So after that video, I had my back injected, and that helped a lot. I was able to go pain-free for like, well, not totally pain-free, but for about 1.5 years. And what was crazy is that after the injection, because it helped to take out enough inflammation, that then I was able to start going to the gym and work on strengthening my right leg again. And so my right leg had like totally atrophied because of the amount of nerve pain that I was in. And to the point that it was like measurably smaller. Like if I measured my calf on my right leg, it was like 1 centimeter smaller than the calf on my left leg, which was crazy. And so I started working out with a personal trainer, and I like religiously going to the gym 1 to 2 times per week, working out with a trainer, going another 4 or 5 times. And I really, really worked so hard on strengthening my right leg. I learned that strengthening your glutes, like your glutes are really, really important to stabilize and protect your back. So your glutes and your abs, that was like my main focus at the gym, as well as really working on like the symmetry and the balance between your legs. So anyways, I worked really hard. I got super strong, but then unfortunately my back started to hurt again. I got another injection that really didn't work. So Easter Sunday was when it kind of all came crashing down. My back had been bothering me a little bit, and I got up early in the morning to take my dog outside, and I literally just like passed out, lay on the floor sweating. I couldn't walk, And my husband was out of town teaching a clinic, and I was just in like the most excruciating pain ever. Like I couldn't do anything. I like couldn't even get up and barely go to the bathroom, or like barely take the dog out. And of course, I got a puppy, which my husband didn't exactly want. So I have a new puppy. I can't walk. And I knew already that I had a herniated disc. I knew that had gotten way worse. And at this point, I knew that I had to have surgery. I had avoided surgery for like 2 years, and just, I feel like you know in your gut like when it's time. And I'd done everything. Like I'd worked at the gym, I'd gotten strong, I'd done the injections, I'd tried chiropractor, I tried massage, like all of the things, and it just wasn't going to work. So luckily I had some medications, some narcotics from old injuries saved up because I didn't want to go to the ER. So I kind of took some of that heavy duty medication, which I hate doing. I mean, it makes you feel like so weird, and I can see how people could get addicted to that. And I went and I got an MRI on like Tuesday. We paid everything out of pocket cash because it was going to take forever with the health insurance that we have. So I got an MRI on Tuesday. I met with a surgeon on Thursday. We went to a specialty. It's called Disc Spine Center. And then the next Thursday I had surgery. And like in those 2 weeks, I literally couldn't even get up. Like I didn't go to the barn. I could barely get up to go to the bathroom. I couldn't stand up. The pain was so excruciating. It was like I was just shaking and crying. And I told my husband, I said, if this is my life, I cannot live like this. Like it was so terrifying and so scary. And you forget that pain and how real the pain is. And I'm so grateful to my husband for taking care of me. Nicole from my team was actually in town, and she helped to take care of me. My husband took up taking care of the dog, which was not what he wanted because it was like supposed to be my dog and I was supposed to take care of him. But definitely in times like that where you're just like suddenly incapacitated, that is where you realize how important your friends and how important your family is. So anyways, I went in, I had the surgery, and it was like pretty easy peasy. I'm so grateful because I was definitely scared. I'd never been under anesthesia before. I was scared going in. You go online and you read about like all the things that could happen. Like what if they nick your nerve, or what if this happens, or what if that happens? And coming out of surgery, I immediately, like the nerve pain was gone, which was like so amazing. I literally could get up and walk, which was incredible. I was a little wobbly at first. I had to use a walker because my leg was still pretty numb. And then they gave me so much like local numbing stuff that like everything was numb down there. So that was like a little bit unnerving for a bit. But I was able to go home the same day. I feel amazing. So honestly, like I feel amazing. Not riding for the next 4 to 6 weeks is going to be really, really hard. But I'm going to try, because I think one thing that I've learned from this is that your health and your body is everything. And if you don't have that, like if you can't move, if you're in pain, in chronic pain like that, like nothing is worse than that. And I feel so much empathy because I know a lot of you do struggle with that and struggle with chronic pain, and it really affects everything. It affects your mindset, it affects your body, it affects your brain. And it's really, really hard. So I have so much to be grateful for. I'm so thankful to my amazing team that like stepped in and helped me keep everything together, because we were like starting out the cancer challenge and I had all these live sessions and I was panicking. Like I couldn't even stand up. I was in so much pain. I couldn't sit down. How am I going to do everything that I have to do? I'm so grateful for my husband, Herman. He's just amazing, and he's so supportive, and he drove me down to all my doctor's appointments because I couldn't even drive. Even when I went in to get the MRI, I just laid on the floor crying, and so they felt so bad for me. So they like put me in the front of the line, and that was really nice. My husband, my father, he also flew in to help me out after the surgery, which was super helpful because you know, it's just hard when you can't get up and you can't move around. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I can stand up and I can walk without pain. And it's something that you take for granted, you know, and your health is something you take for granted, and you're not grateful enough for it until you don't have it. So moving forward, I think a couple of things. I think that as hard as it is, everything happens for a reason. And I've, you know, definitely learned a lot through this journey. Obviously, it's not over yet, but I'm going to have to make some changes in my lifestyle, in, you know, in the way that I take care of myself. It's going to be hard for me not to be able to ride, so I'm going to be doing a lot more of teaching, which I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be a lot more computer work and the online programs, which are going fantastic, and I'm so grateful to have that and to be able to help so many of you online. I'm also going to work on patience because I think patience is something that I'm not very good at, so I'm going to be learning some more patience over the next couple of months. And then I think one of the biggest lessons that I'm still working on learning is the importance of reducing stress, like overall in my life, and the importance of resting, because there's a lot of studies that show there is a link between like your emotional state and the amount of stress that you have in your life and your physical health and the ailments that you have. So certainly, like, yes, I had a real, like, it was 11 millimeter herniated disc. That's like unheard of. You should have seen the chunks that the surgeon took out of me. Was just crazy. So yes, I had this like real thing, but it was caused by a lot of things. It was caused by the amount of stress I'm under all the time. It was caused by riding a lot of horses and falling off. It was caused by not having good posture. So looking down, and then sometimes I overarch my back, which is going to cause that disc to herniate. So it's kind of like this combination of things that got me here to this point. And then luckily I was able to get in and have the surgery, and I feel amazing. But it's a turning point, right? Like I have to change. I have to change my lifestyle. I have to prioritize sometimes my health and my rest over just go, 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 which is really hard for me because I love working and I love riding and I love doing all the things. But if I'm not taking care of my body first, then I can't do anything. I mean, that I think is the biggest thing that I learned is all of a sudden, like, I'm laying on my back. I can't even move. I'm in so much pain that I would rather be dead. And that makes you really reflect, and that makes you really think about, you know, what's important to you and the importance of that balance in your life. So I guess the other lesson I have written down here is that pivot and change and don't give up, because I'm not going to give up. I love riding and I really want to compete internationally. I want to make a team. I have some amazing horses, which I'm so excited about. And I know that I can do it again. Like I'll get strong. I'll change my habits. I'll come out of this surgery stronger and better than I ever have been before. I've learned a lot about my body and myself and about my emotions and my stress level and all of that. So once again, I encourage you, comment below. I would love to hear something that you've learned from a challenge that you've had to overcome in your life. And I do think that it's so important that we're always grateful for what we have, and we're grateful for our health and what we've overcome, that we're willing to always learn and change, and then that as a community that we're always here to support one another. And it's always scary to share something like this because as a rider, and I really want to ride, of course, if your back is messed up, you can't really ride. But it's important to be real with you and to share that, you know, it's not all blue ribbons and like I'm winning everything. There is always a hard, there, like with good comes bad. And we need to share that, and we need to treat each other with kindness and understanding, because you never really know what's been happening. Like I've tried to intentionally hide this from everyone for like the last few weeks because I have such a public view and I didn't want everyone to know while it was happening. So I'm sure some of you have probably noticed that I was a little bit absent, but I also do want to share with you a little bit the honest truth. And thank you for the last time when I did post a video about this. I got so much wonderful feedback and help. So thanks for listening, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments and your stories for this one as well.